Hey kids, how's everybody out there in YouTube land today? God, I'm getting old saying that, huh? Got something. Oh man, got something special. Ooh, is this thing hot? As my first wife would say, I got a Meatball sub. Wow, is this thing hot? Can't hardly touch it. Oh man, it's all sticking together. It's all a big mess. All right. Why do I get the feeling I'm going to be wearing this very quickly here? Don't know which end to start on. First trip already. Meatballs, marinara sauce, mozzarella cheese. Hot. Say one thing, you ask for a hot sub from Subway, you get a hot sub. Man, I can barely hold this thing. I'm going to put my napkins up around it. Make a little diaper for it. Here we go. Well, nothing new and exciting going on in the world really today. Same old, same old. I don't know. Nothing real exciting to talk about, is there? Ow. Ow. Got me with a meatball. Well, I'll tell you what, these meatballs can just about roll on out the door. On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese. I lost my poor meatball when it burned my hand. Ooh, hot sandwich. It's good though, really yummy. Crazy. The thing's almost, it's too hot to eat. I'm trying to eat it here in a timely fashion and I'm burning myself. Go let that sit and cool for a little bit. So I know traditionally politics is a taboo subject for YouTube channels, but if you don't stand for something, then you will fall for anything, I guess, is the old saying. So I'm going to talk about a real tough subject, and that is to be pro-abortion or anti-abortion. You can't call it pro-life because that's not accurate. And you can't call it pro-abortion because that's not accurate. So, I don't know. I was on Facebook and some lady challenged me in there. She said, well, you don't ever see the government passing any laws to restrict men like they do women. And I'm like, boy, I don't know. I think we've had conscription around for a very long time where not only were we forced to do something outside of what we wanted to do for 9 months, but usually for many years, and it quite often cost us our lives. Whenever we have wars, we have the draft. That's called conscription. Men are forced to go fight. We have to leave our families and go fight. We have to leave our farms. We have to leave everything and go fight. Morally, conscription isn't nearly as bad as abortions. I mean, We're killing enemies of our government. Lady's pregnant. That baby's not her enemy. It certainly didn't do anything to her. I don't know. I'm pro-life, but I'm not pro-abortion. I'm pro-choice in that the woman had a choice to make about having unprotected sex. She had a choice of whether or not to use any kind of birth control or contraceptive. She had a choice not to use the Plan B or the morning after meds. She had a choice of putting the baby up for adoption. She had a lot of choices. To commit murder should not be one of them. Then you get involved in the semantics of trying to argue what is and what is not a person. You know, an infant's not a person. It doesn't have rights as a person does. I don't know about that. I'm not sure I agree with that. You know? And then there's the argument of, well, you know, if women can get pregnant by having unprotected sex with some guy, the guy can't just walk away from that. He's held responsible. Every woman out there, even the ones that are pro-abortion, will say, oh, no, he's got a, you know, he had unprotected sex with that woman, and so he's got a responsibility to take care of that child and take care of her. And well, how is that any different? Doesn't she also have those same responsibilities? If we're going to hold the man to that level of responsibility, should we not hold the female as well? I mean, it takes two. I mean, aside from the Virgin Mary, I'm not aware of any woman in the history of the world that ever got pregnant without having sex with somebody. Not a big believer of immaculate conception. And there's a lot of conversation needs to be had about this. I mean, it's actually good that we're bringing this up back into our lexicon and people are talking about it, debating it once again. I think that's the best thing that's happened with all this, is that people are starting to talk about it again. I'm sure there's a lot of ladies out there that disagree with me. My body, my choice. Well, hey, you know what? It was my body, my choice too about whether I get the shot or not. But everybody's up in arms about people getting a shot. They didn't physically make a law requiring it, but they sure did everything they could short of that in making it almost impossible not to. Employers were requiring it. Transportation venues were requiring it. If you don't want to get the shot, you didn't have to, but don't go into any restaurant, don't walk in the stores, don't fly on an airplane, don't ride on a bus. Gosh, good stuff. Yeah. They made it almost impossible for you not to. So the government does do things to make men do things they may not want to do, no more so or less so than they do with women. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to do this. This sandwich is just falling apart. I don't know if I can show this to you here, but I got meatballs escaping, cheese all over the place. Oh, this really became a mess. How am I going to do with this? All right. Corralled the free-ranging meatballs. Wow, what a mess. This would be so much easier with a plate and a fork, knife, and spoon. Sorry guys if I'm awful messy on this one. There we go. We got a diaper formed under it now. All right. I think we have it manageable. So I'd very much be interested to hear everybody's comments, please, about this subject, what their thoughts are on it. I mean, I'm no authority. My opinion matters to me, but matters to nobody else. At my age, I'm not going to be going out and getting some girl pregnant and having to worry about whether or not she should have an abortion or not. I will say, given my choices, if I did get a woman pregnant right now, I would want the baby. Just me. And yeah, I would pay for it. I would take care of it. I would, obviously I couldn't physically nurse it, but if I could find some baby formula someplace, I might do that, or maybe just get a goat. Yeah, teach work. So, I had somebody question my diet and my eating because when they see what's here on the channel. So apparently, every time I make a video, I need to put in the same disclaimer. Man, this is still almost too hot to eat. My doctor has advised me, with my height, weight, what have you, 3,500 pounds at my age, 3,500 calories should be how much I should be eating to maintain weight, and 3,000 or less to start losing weight. I'm at like 2,000, maybe 2,500 on a big day. Maybe. I mean, what you guys see here, this is my big meal of the day. I had a, here's the wrapper for it. I had a crunchy oat and honey granola bar and a banana for breakfast. And this, it's now like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This is all I'm going to have. So, for those of you worried about it, I'm okay. Everybody thinks to lose weight and get healthy, oh, you gotta starve yourself. You can only eat certain things. You gotta do without things. No, you don't. Just eat less. That's all. Just eat less. I may have a very large meal midday, but this is my meal of the day. Now, that may or may not be good for me, but it is what it is. It's convenient for me. Anyhow, it is what it is. What are you going to do? I also had a recent comment. How come my channel is just fast food reviews at this point? Because I'm not in a position to be able to make the kind of content I'd really like to be able to make. I don't have land. I don't have critters. I can't be doing the homesteading stuff right now. I will get back to that with time. Right now, I'm just making content that I can make. Most of my true friends and fans out there, they're still watching, hanging out, enjoying. participating in my live stream. So, and to you guys, I salute you and I appreciate you, and you guys know I want to thank you for it. So, well, thank you. And you know I'll get back to it. It's part of the struggle of life, you know? All right. Almost down to the end. We'll talk about the finances of this. That's a complete foot-long sub. Foot-long meatballs, mozzarella, a little Parmesan sprinkled on top in the oven. About 1,000 calories. Right at about 1,000 calories. Not huge. I could have had a big breakfast this morning. Alrighty then. Okay, 12-inch meatball sub. Meatballs, marinara sauce, some mozzarella, as the Italians would say, some mozzarella, some Parmesan. One 12-inch meatball sub, $6.89. That's a good value. That's a good value. You know, for that. I mean, that's like the price of a single hamburger at McDonald's. And I got a very large meatball sub with a lot of meatballs in it. It's a good value. Subway, once again, proves to be a good value. So, I think the last time I did a review of Subway, I was having a turkey sandwich, my other favorite thing to get here. When we lived up in Alaska, Subway was the only fast food restaurant that we had anywhere near us. We lived pretty remote, actually, but we did have, what is that? Oh. We did have a meatball, or a Subway, just like the one I'm at. The Subway is part of a gas station. I'm actually at a gas station right now. Yeah. Show you. See? Gas pumps. Gas pumps at $4.29 a gallon. FJB. Bastard. So many people, I see all this nonsense. Oh, what can the president do about it? The president has no say in fuel prices. He absolutely has huge say in the world oil markets. His attitude against it. Think about this. Think about the investment that the oil companies made in the oil pipeline that they were building. Okay? Think about how much money was being invested in that project. And Biden, with just a flick of a pen, no warning, no notification, no nothing, shuts down the entire pipeline. So all of the money, the billions of, think about how much it cost to build a pipeline. You got to own the land. You got to buy all that land. You got to take all the trees and everything off of it. You got to dig a huge trench. You got to buy the steel and weld it together. And the billions of dollars involved in developing that pipeline, those companies just lost because Biden decided to negate their permits, okay? So what oil company in their right mind today is going to do any oil exploration? You know, he talks about all these gas leases that are available and no one's taking advantage of them. Well, of course they're not taking advantage of them. Sorry, I got stuff down my shirt. Of course they're not taking advantage of them. Why would they go in and start investing the $1 million of setting up a drilling rig and drilling for oil just to have the carpet yanked out from under them again? They're not going to do that. They don't trust Biden. And that's why our fuel prices are high. Our fuel prices are high because of Biden's policies, I guess. Because of Biden's policies, because of his behavior, because of his attitude, this is the reason why we are having oil prices the way they are. I guarantee you, if Trump was in office, we would not have this situation. Trump was pro-oil, pro-develop. More importantly, they trusted him and knew that they could drill a well and not get ripped off like Biden did. You know, these guys went in there with good faith, set up this pipeline, and he just yanked the carpet out from under them. So people don't trust the president. They don't trust the country. They're not going to invest in it. This is why we have supply chain issues. This is why we have huge oil prices. And for the life of me, I don't understand why these liberal Democratic idiots that can't see that. I don't know why they can't understand that. It's simple, stupid stuff to think about. But, oh well. Getting off on a rant here, guys. Anyhow, be good, be careful, take good care of one another. I'll have more for you here in the near future. And don't worry, guys, eventually I'll get back to homesteading kind of stuff. I do have a garden tour I'm going to do pretty soon. Look at that, a garden tour. Wow, that's homesteading. And I'm going to do some videos on some of my soap and candle making. I picked up some wicks yesterday, so I'm ready to go with another batch of candles. I just made a batch of soaps. I'm waiting for them to dry to get them out of the molds. I think I'm going to order some more molds so I can get more of that going at one time. Soaps, I got to get them made and dried and in inventory for at least a month before I sell them. They need time to dry and harden. So, anyhow, be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.